Hello.
네, 행복한 주말입니다. 오늘의 분석 데스크
Our
시작하겠습니다.
LCK Spring analyst desk is back,
와디드님 함께 할게요. 안녕하세요.
and we'll be joined by
네,
Mina Kim, Victory, and Wadid.
네, 자,
Afreeca versus DRX, game number 1. Afreeca managed to pick it up. So let's talk about the draft first.
차이점이 있었을까요?
저는 확실히 양쪽
I wanna
팀
say
다 각자의
both
팀 컬러에
teams
맞게 좀
got the
뽑아온 게 아닌가 그런
draft
생각이
that
들었습니다.
reflects their
확실하게
team color.
단단한
Afreeca
상태를
really
완성하고
got a very
바텀도
consistent
약간
top
좀
side and also
믿음직한
wanted
보험 느낌이 들죠.
to go with
바로
very
스코어를
strong
뽑아주고
bot lane
DRX도
champions.
확실히
And
DRX다운
DRX,
그런 조합을
just like their
뽑았지 않았나.
team's dynamic,
미스코춘 세나로
MF
강하게
Senna,
바텀을 좀
they
밀어붙이려는
wanted to have a
그런
very
의도가 좀
strong
엿보였어요.
bot lane.
말씀해주신 게 핵심인 게 결국에는 상대의
And that's the
어떤
key.
글로벌 스킬이 적극적으로 활용되기 이전에
Before,
세나의 바텀
well,
조합 플러스
Afreeca
앨리스
pull off
특유의
really
강점을 활용해서
powerful global
바텀에서
skills. They had to have a lot of
지속적으로
pressure in the
어떻게
bot
보면
lane
DRX
starting
의
from the laning
핵심이었던 것 같아요.
phase.
근데 그게 초반에
However,
어떤 동선 차이에서도 분명히 스피릿
There were
선수의
some
카드스가
differences
그때도
in terms of
앨리스를
jungle
앞섰던 것도
pathing
있고, 바텀에서도
and jungle
의외로
leveling,
미스틱
and
젤리가
also
굉장히 잘
Mystic Jelly was
버티면서
really
DRX 가
sustained
원하는
in the laning
경기를
phase
가져가지
as well. So DRX could
그리고
not get the
오민
game
선수가
they
지난번
wanted.
인터뷰에서 판테온 지겹다,
All in
이제 안
in
할
the previous
거다라고
interview
했는데,
said, I'm so sick of playing Pantheon. I don't want to play it no more. However, he did it again, and he showed how skilled he is on this champion. So watch where Pantheon takes off. Look at the mid lane right here. Zoe was pushing wave. He was having such a powerful lane. However, Pantheon actually just walked back and ulted to the top side. He was supporting his teammates in the right timing, and he landed on the right of the end of the Grain Skyfall range. He understands his champion perfectly, and even though when he's having a very hard matchup, when he was losing really hard in lane, he knew how to rotate in terms of gameplay.
그 정도로 얼마나 그러면 판테온이 칼같이
So
각을
being skilled in one specific champion is also really important. So we have this player POV of all in on Pantheon. He just backed and he just pointed the end of his ult range. There was nowhere for the DRX player to escape from Pantheon's pressure.
저는 사실 판테온 궁이 저렇게까지 길 거라고는 사실 상상을 잘 못하잖아요. 근데 확실히 진짜
So landing on the right up the end of the Grain Skyfall range is the proof that he played Pantheon like forever.
저런 궁각도 나오지 않았나 그런 생각을 해보고요. 자 그리고 아프리카가 정말 한
And
턴
Afreeca
경기를 완전히 넘어오게 만든 그런
got this huge win on a team fight. On the 26th-minute mark, there was this team fight with Afreeca players having an engagement to pick up Pusic, so they could easily outnumber in team fight. However, at the same time, this could be a good angle for DRX players, but MF ulted, totally got blocked by Braum, and also as soon as she ulted, she actually got exposed to Afreeca players. So Seth used his ult, and he got to approach to Misfortune. He was able to close out the range between Misfortune, so this kind of difference actually ended up Afreeca having a huge win in a team fight. Keen on set was his performance was on point, and that's how Afreeca snowballed this whole game. Player of the game would be Keen from the earlier highlights. I mean, all 5 players, including All In, did a great job as well, but the impact from this team fight was just unbeatable. He jumped over to Renekton to reach to Misfortune, and Daft could not escape from it. And if an AD carry gets chunked in the early phase of the team fight, there is no way for the rest of the players to win the team fight. And also Keen also has a very amazing understanding of this champion, because he also uses his ult in the very last range.
저게 임팩트가 커서 아마 많은 표를 받은 것 같습니다.
Maybe that highlight was where he could get the player of the game vote. So Keen picked up 5 votes so far. I guess this game was a bit controversial, picking up the POG and also saying that all 5 members were doing a great work overall. So in short, Afreeca was really good at playing against DRX in the laning phase, and they could stop the plan from them.
이제 바루스로 딜량 1등 넣어주면서
맞아요. 진짜 잘했습니다.
Mystic also did his best, doing the most damage in game number 1. Let's move on to game number 2.
Thank you, Ji-sun, as always, for the wonderful translation of the analyst desk. As a very controversial player of the game, indeed, as a substitution is going to happen here on the side of Afreeca. All In is out. Fly is back in. Yes, All In did not have the best time in the lane. I feel like Chovy was outmatching him a little bit, and it seems like that will be the main reason why Fly comes in. I was actually talking to Ashley earlier, and she was saying, hey, maybe Fly will come in for game 2 with some weird and, you know, kind of counter or crazy picks, as Fly likes to do. That could actually happen.
I think that Fly might just be the stable one, and All In came in again to just play Pantheon because they wanted to get the Karthus in game 1, and then now maybe they suspect Karthus is going to be banned. And so Fly's free to sort of play whatever.
Yeah.
Or any mage or something of that nature. As here we go, jumping into game number 2. DRX now going to be the ones on blue side.
Should change the dynamic quite a bit. Afreeca here on red side, they have the opportunity to counterpick for mid or top. Of course, with Fly and Keen, that's a nice opportunity to have when, of course, on the other side of the aisle, they do have some pretty strong solo laners, as Renekton is going to be the first ban. Korean players still not letting go of that champion, much to the distaste of my good friend Light Sensitivity next to me. And so that will be banned. Akali gets banned, of course. Always banned, even if it's not against Chovy.
And DRX now. Let's see what they end up banning second. Now, again, I really don't think... Okay, well, interesting. Pantheon gonna be banned away yet again.
Yeah, Pantheon before today was 6-1 with an 85% win rate. He just went to 7-1.
Yeah.
And even though All In kind of got dunked in lane, it still didn't matter. He was really effective in game number 1, so I like that ban.
Pantheon has enormous amounts of utility, obviously, inside of his kit. As Afreeca now, they're going to be the ones to ban away the set. And now will Soraka get banned by either party here?
It was first banned by Afreeca in game 1 when they were on blue side, which did lead to their eventual Karthus pick. As we all know, Soraka very good against the Karthus. But no targets towards that just yet, as Lucian is taken off the board.
Freaking out, gonna decide on their last ban. Karthus is open, maybe DragonX could end up picking it up, as Aladios is gonna be the final ban.
Yeah, some interesting ideas here. A lot of teams like MF as a next pick after Aphelios gets banned. There's still Ornn on the table. That wasn't banned in the first phase in game 1, but instead they're just gonna go for the Nautilus here. Keria on the Senna wasn't the most effective. I feel like he's much better on kind of interactive and engaging supports, and so I suppose the Nautilus, that can also be flexed, of course.
Yeah.
Is a decent first pick here.
Obviously, Chovy, no stranger to piloting it in the mid lane to great effect, as Afreeca, okay.
They're kind of calling out DragonX, like, do you guys even know how to play Soraka? It's not locked in yet.
Soraka hard counters Karthus. And so if they were to take Karthus here, I think they have to wait until R3.
Yeah.
Now, this still could be a Karthus game. You could have Jarvan go top lane. A lot of people have forgotten how much damage that champion does when he's built full-on AD with higher base levels. Ornn can obviously go in mid. Most likely actually going to be Ornn against Nautilus, and that's actually going to favor Fly in the mid lane against Chovy.
Yeah. MF was another one of those champions that kind of stuck out as someone's probably going to pick that up eventually. DragonX by debate. They do take the MF here on V2. Lee Sin for Pioshik didn't have the most fun on Elise in game number 1. As Braum is going to be picked up here. They don't elect to go for Karthus here.
And now will they be the ones that end up banning away Soraka? Where they could be the party that still wants to be drafting it. So they do have that option on R4. And then they can reserve counterpick for AD once Mystic would have full knowledge about what's going on. LeBlanc now banned away, so it looks like they are considering that Nautilus will just be flexed into the support role, so not to run into Ornn in the mid lane.
Yeah, not a bad thought. You have to imagine what else could they ban here in the mid lane. We saw Chovy had a decent game on Zoe, but you can't 1v9 essentially with Zoe anymore. Kennen gets taken away. That is something that Keen has returned to time and again. And it's a source of potential AP damage that they don't quite have in their comp yet, or not too much.
A little surprising. And that could also signify that Doran maybe just wants to get a hold of an Aatrox pick. And so you could let him have the Aatrox as long as you're the one locking in the Soraka.
You think Keen would be willing to hop onto Soraka?
I mean, why not? You know, Keen the caregiver.
Yeah, Keen the caregiver with the K.
Yeah, with the K. That's how he adds his own little flair to it.
I wouldn't mind it. Just not sure if Afreeca, they don't pop out as a team that would play Soraka to me. I think there's a good chance we see a bunch of Soraka in our second series of the night, Homalife versus Sandbox. Fiora coming in, I feel like that Aatrox is looking pretty nice, but you've mentioned before there's many counters to the Aatrox. There's still like Neil available, stuff like that. Quinn, another opportunity.
Well, there it is, and now will DRX be the ones to pick Soraka? Or how are they going to end up answering this? They're going to have to do top and mid here. Azir! This is a champion that historically Chovy has always hated. So it'd be very interesting to see if he would bring him out here today. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that sounds a bit more Chovy-esque to me. Aurelia, the pickup. Don't see it very often, but if there is one player that would play it, it would be Chovy.
Now, I wonder if Chovy is going to go top lane with the Aurelia to face Keen on the Aatrox, because Aurelia does beat Aatrox. And then Ziggs is being hovered right now. I don't...
Yeah, and it's going to be locked in for the side of DragonX. Carrier gave a little shake of his head. I don't think that was about the pick. Very interesting. Now, Deft has played Ziggs before, but there's a misfortune that they already have.
It could be support misfortune as a way to punish Braum.
Whoa.
And, you know, I mean, that's a spin on Mage, but then...
Okay. I'm down with this draft. I'm good.
I have no idea where we're going. We got a lot of scaling on the side of Afreeca. Mystic
like
with the Jinx, and all right, we got 20 seconds to figure out where all these champions are going. Is it going to just be Chovy on the Ziggs? Now, we've seen some solo queue stars be playing Ziggs. Ziggs also got some recent buffs.
Yeah, he did.
And so we have 4 seconds remaining. Is it really going to be Doron?
Did he get the buffs on 10-2 though? Might have been 10-3.
You know what?
I don't know. I
take a
think
little
you
look
should
for
check
you.
that. It's very pertinent information for this. As you guys are seeing this right, Doran's on Aurelia. Chovy is playing Ziggs. So it's not even the Aurelia player hopping onto that champion.
Look at his dental hygiene, honestly.
Ziggs, you know,
Yeah.
they're probably dentures after blowing out his teeth so many times with explosives.
You think he does that?
Yeah. Oh,
It's
not on
10-2.
purpose.
10-2.
Oh, it is 10-2?
Yep. His bouncing bomb got 10 base. Satchel charge distance increased by 100, and
Enemy knockback.
Hextech explosive minefield slow is increased by
Those are some nice
10%.
buffs.
10% is really big. That removes
Yeah.
boots tier 1 from the opponent, basically.
That is nice, especially because you're probably going to be keeping that at rank 1,
Yeah.
I would imagine, for the majority of the game. So either way, guys, we got a very cool draft coming into game 2. Game number 1 was kind of like, oh, okay, one team outdrafted the other. They played it well, and they got ahead and won. Game 2, I think, could look a lot different here as we have some new mix-ups, some new parts to this game we call League of Legends that we don't get to see very often. And Chovy, a mechanical god in the mid lane, playing Ziggs. Definitely going to be a nice little treat for us here.
Ziggs is laughing.
Yeah.
He's having the time of his life right now.
I actually loved playing Ziggs.
Yeah.
Towards the end of Season 9, I was playing him a lot, actually. He's just really fun, you know? He's very satisfying when you hit that bomb.
Yes.
You have to be very precise. Your satchel also very important. It's great for ganks now, especially with the extra 100 range on enemy knockback, because it could really get opponents out of position. It could be like a mini cask if you think about Gragas's cask. Now, we haven't really seen much Gragas mid lane, but Ziggs into the mid lane with his satchel with some extra knockback. It's kind of an interesting idea. A lot of displacement with that, and you have the Lee Sin kick available. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see what he can do here, especially in the mid lane against a melee champion. It was only after they were like, okay, he's going up against either Ornn or Aatrox, so, you know, it's going to be one of two. Spirit going for a level 2 gank here. Scans it out.
Now gets the ward away, and when we talk about these two team compositions, obviously there is a lot of scaling on both of these sides, but you have to remember the ornaments that can end up coming in on Afreeca. Ziggs is a very scary champion, goes all the way up to 6 items. Aurelia also very scary. So it's mostly the ornaments and Jinx versus the Ziggs and the Aurelia inside of this game and in the later stages, as first dragon of the game is also going to be Ocean Drake, so hopefully not a Cloud Soul.
You're really big on later stages, aren't you, Ellis?
I see what you did there. Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
And it actually does match.
Leisurely stalling
Yeah.
is my ideal type of thing to do.
Yeah. Lazily stalling.
Yes. As Doran versus Keen. Keen seems to have a little bit of an upper hand right now inside of the lane, and also Fly in mid lane ended up building a Rejuve bead.
Look at this timing. They might be trying to get him when he goes for the cannon. Yeah, it's perfect. Can they get the knock-up here? The stun is going to work, but oh, the knock-up. Doran could be in some trouble here. The flash comes down, and really specific and perfect timing out of the jungle and top lane. Great communication from Afreeca to lock down that first blood.
And it was a really good first blood as well. It was relatively simple to coordinate, trading flashes. Keen now in such a fantastic position. Now it looks like Spirit was maybe going to instantly regank, but now Keen staying inside of the lane as Fly.
He just adds so much enjoyment to the mid lane.
Oh man. Do you want to look at this? And nothing else, no other communication.
We got him.
Yeah.
That was it.
Some pretty high-end excitement right there.
Yeah.
A lot of these players, as Mystic and Jelly down there in bot lane, not really doing all too much. Ocean Dragon coming up in 30 seconds. And the other thing about this is that Afreeca's team composition is a lot stronger at the initial one core item, and that's because mostly Jarvan's effectiveness is going to be a bit more than Lee Sin's against this DRX team comp, but also Ornn is just so powerful, even on low economy, due to the nature of his kit. Aurelia, she takes a lot of time to get going. And so, obviously, Aatrox will have the leg up. The Braum is also super effective against DRX's team composition as Doran finds himself in a bit of an awkward lane state. It's slow pushing into Keen, who is absolutely in the driver's seat right now with that Doran's Blade plus Ruby Crystal.
Yeah.
Sapphire Crystal picked up in mid lane, so it's going to be Catalyst for Fly into probably Abyssal Mask.
Which, I suppose, not that bad when you're going up against the Ziggs in this game. And we had a little freeze down in the bottom side. You notice that Deft and Keria actually stopped the wave right before the turret. And what happened was Spirit ended up going down towards the bottom lane. Perhaps even just to support them and say, okay, if they're trying to freeze to set up a gank here with the Lee Sin, I'll be here. So kind of drawing the Jarvan down. Doesn't amount to anything, but just little movements like that with the lane and affecting the lane is stuff that LS talks about all the time. Good to see it out of Deft and Keria here, even if there weren't too many results out of it.
Both the junglers not really achieving all that much right now. They're also both pretty low in the CS department.
That knockback is insane now.
Yeah, it is.
I gotta play some more Ziggs.
No, you don't.
Insane.
Atlas is, yeah. Atlas, okay.
Yeah.
Talked about, I believe he talked about Ziggs. Okay, earlier this week, actually, in the broadcast.
What about it?
Let's just stay away from him. All right, now I have to tell you too, Valdez.
What? Why? Why? Is he like too mechanically? Is he not Annie? Is that the reason?
Valdez. The way that you're going to escape the MMR that you're in is by confiding in Annie. Okay?
I don't play
I get it. You're allergic to victory. I understand.
I win a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
for
am
the
a
enemy
winner.
team, you do. I know.
I am a winner.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Sort of like enemy team Ziggs and then my team Ziggs. You know?
My Ziggs in Plat was like 70% win rate.
KW. In Plat.
Hey man, it's Korean server. It's not bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna have to just let that one go. As
Let it
Afreeca,
just fly away.
yeah.
All right. Just trying to take blue again here.
Yeah, he's gonna find it. Ends up having to smite it seems like. So a little unfortunate right there, but given it was so low HP. And this early and mid-game transition is very slow and steady by both of these teams yet again. So outside of that kill top lane, which Doran has managed to recover very well, not a lot of action taking place.
See what happens up here on the top side. Doran just clearing the wave, it looks like. The Ziggs was coming up. Now, Aatrox definitely one of the more difficult champions to hit with your ultimate as the Ziggs player. But still possible if he's locked down for quite a while with some help from Aurelia. And of course, the Aatrox not going to have any MR in this lane against the Aurelia, so if you can make something happen, as they are trying to make some kind of game.
Oh!
Okay, I'm just going to pretend I did not see that. As he's really just trying to bait Keen into a fight, but it's really obvious now. I mean, if that's what's going to happen. Bit of a blunder there mechanically. Doran messing that one up.
Oh,
Nice
man.
movement from Keen, and now this is coming down to Lee Sin no longer here. Doran does have the flash, tries to dodge it, but he's just gonna hold on to flash and say, yeah, I'm dead. That's gonna be 0-2 for Doran on the Aurelia in the top side. A bit sad for him, but Keen this time around having a nice little fun game. 2-0 already on the Aatrox.
Yeah, now he's going to be able to convert into a play. Oh no, actually, Ziggs' bomb
Yeah.
is going to come in here and deny it. As Mystic and Jelly are recalling right now, and if they wanted to initiate a lane swap, they could probably have gone for it on this wave if they had synchronized with Keen better. And then I really like this. Spirit comes right on up. Doran doesn't even try to actually live. Now, I think that had he flashed prior to Ethereal Chains, I don't know if Jarvan would still be in range to Cataclysm, but then Jarvan could just flash Cataclysm, so would still end up dying no matter what.
Does seem that way. I think there was a little bit of just giving up as well, just saying, well, I'm caught again. Not much I can do here. Spirit's been good about his ganks. Had a great game of Karthus. This time he's playing the Jarvan really well. Going for that tank Jarvan. They will have some really nice engage with Spirit's Cataclysms on the Jarvan plus Ornn. And even a Braum to follow up, not to mention that huge front line they have of 4 big dudes and Jinx as the hyper carry.
Well, they're getting into the mid game almost here as Ornn, I mean, he's level 9, so still going to be a couple ways away until he has the ability to give Ornn items. We know that probably going to be Black Cleaver, and had that hit on Chovy, he would be dead.
Such a troll is Ziggs. I mean, you just have such ability to dodge. His ultimate not really doing too much just yet, even with the Ludens, as the bomb follow-up, he's got great sustained damage. They went really deep, but the follow-up here from the side of Spirit and Jelly might be enough, but the stopwatch is good. A couple of Qs going wide from both Chovy and Pyosik, but in the end, still they get that kill onto Fly, and that's a nice kill to put onto your Ziggs in the mid lane.
Yeah, and I mean, it's super big to end up getting it that time because it sets a lot of control and tempo also in favor of DragonX. Right now they're up 1,000 gold, and a lot of that is because of the XP leads in all of the lanes. So even though Doran's died twice, he's doing a really good job. Pyosik and Kyria now, they're going to end up getting the Rift Herald.
This is where Chovy begins to have a lot of fun in this game. Ziggs, when you get ahead, is it's a lot of fun. It's one of the main reasons you like to play it. Even Spirit with the Cinderhulk is getting chunked out here until he builds some MR. Bottom lane, looks like he had to heal, actually. Mystic, and Deft is up a level and zoning him out of this lane. You can see bullet time was used. Jelly, as he roamed up to the top side, Deft just saying, well, MF is going to dunk on you 1v1, and he's really making the most of this.
Well,
denying 2 backs.
Yeah, we can take a look at this. Chovy, this is him just dodging everything. Eventually summons the R. Or no flash.
Yeah.
They just keep reiterating that. Aurelia pinged on the way. Did manage to crash the wave before this all transpired, so getting a lot of value right there. Almost 5,000. Yeah, 1,500 gold lead right now for DragonX.
Yeah, absolutely. They're feeling pretty good about this game number 2 right now. You see that Ziggs, rather than go for the Sork boots, he goes straight into just a blasting wand. It's kind of interesting, just going straight into more AP. Keen is diving here, looking for Doran. Does he have it with the Conqueror and his passive? He is just never gonna die. Taking him down under turret, making it look easy. Ziggs has the bomb, is gonna do huge damage from mid. Going in here is Pyosik, but the kick was too early. But at the end of the day, is gonna pick it up. Even looking for Jelly here, forces another flash. Pyoshik with the heal. He's gonna survive for so long, and now bullet time is not gonna be enough for now, but he will be able to pick up Spirit at least. As Fly doesn't have too much damage, and red and blue here for death. They could probably dive this. They're gonna clear out the wave first and then go for the kill, it looks like. Let's see how they want to go for this. Just gonna burst him down. Not even gonna take it safely.
Whoa!
That is gonna be the punishment as Jinx from the base.
Yeah, from downtown.
Gonna take him down.
And meanwhile, during all of this though, Chovy, he did get the mid-tier 1 turret, but also Keen. Let's just take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, and Aatrox, nice champion, by the way.
Yeah.
Ends up having his Conqueror fully stacked. World Ender comes out.
Look at him not take damage here.
Yeah. This is all a byproduct of Aurelia. She missed her stun.
Yeah.
Then down here in bottom lane, Jelly. Getting chunked out quite a lot. Mystic ends up getting ulted there by Kyria. The ultimate comes in. Pyoshik eventually able to get on. Fade away by Mystic, able to slow Pyoshik, who then just uses a ward hop to close the distance. Warren ultimate comes out, wasn't able to hit Death, and so Spirit ends up going down there shortly after.
Yeah.
And this was good. This was good juggling, and didn't actually see who got the turret first. Oh, okay. Aatrox did, and Jinx almost got 2 kills.
Yeah.
뭐야?
He said, F word.
아 징크스 동생 안 했어.
Well, almost F word.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh shit. Yeah.
What was that?
What?
What?
What? That's what he literally. Stop. I don't want to hear it, Valdez.
You just heard. This came from me. Take a look at Ziggs' build right now. He finally did build the Sword Pen. You think he's going towards straight Voids now?
That'd be an interesting purchase. He could also just get Leandri's here.
Ooh.
For 3,100 gold inside of the shop. He could really just make this Arcanus Ziggs really
Leandri's
perform a lot
scammer.
better. And honestly, I mean, this Ziggs skin, you hear its laugh. I think it's fantastic. The crystals look beautiful.
Nice, nice.
I really love the shade of blue
Yeah.
that Riot chose to use on this skin in particular. And honestly, Ziggs just has such a wonderful hat that I think is really complementary to his backpack. And you can pick this up in the
love the
store
way he
and
runs.
client. Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of the way he runs. I don't think I've ever seen anyone run like that in real life, but just the way that he does it is really awesome.
Yeah. Well,
Fly is pretty much the only person that has any MR on this team right now. And yes, he was laning against the Ziggs, but eventually this Ziggs is going to move out of the lane. You're going to be taking turrets left and right. Ziggs, you were talking about Chovy taking tier 1. He is probably the best. I don't know if there is a better champion at taking turrets alone.
ooh. Yeah, Ziggs can, he can take them really quickly.
Do you think he's the best in the game? Just with his passive and, of course, the satchel? Because, like, if you leave him alone, he's going to take out a turret in, like, 20 seconds. If he has a wave.
I wish I knew the answer to this. If it was actually him or if it was something else.
Oh, boy. That's a nice little satchel. It's going to slow him down. Keen in a little bit of trouble. Finally, Doran goes over the wall, but going to have that stun flash this time around, and now they're getting flanked. Chovy, though.
Chovy.
Oh, no! Oh.
That was some good synergy. That was actually really good. We sounded almost like a choir.
We kind of sounded like the same person.
Yeah.
That was a bit interesting.
Yeah, like the type. Is it Tibetan monks?
Tibetan monks?
Is it Tibetan monks?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, that was a bit of an oopsie. Poor Chovy. You'd have to imagine that he has a bit less experience on this champion compared to other champions like Aurelia, Akali, etc. But very close to getting over the wall there. Keen, he's got the best moving. They call it moving in Korean, just simply. when you have like really good dodging skills,
Yes.
they just call it moving. And his moving has been the best. Like
Yeah.
Doran has been missing all of his stuns, yes, but I feel like it's more Keen dodging them rather than Doran missing all of them. Yes, he could be trying to read Keen better with his dodging. There's always that leveling game. But Keen is one of the best at moving in this game, and he's been showing it here. His understanding of how Aurelia likes to play. He's just been reading him like a book. So give credit to Keen.
Total damage dealt to turrets this game.
See what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's... Ziggs is a...
Look at that
I mean,
stat.
he's something. He's a demolitionist. As 40 seconds until the Infernal Dragon is going to come up. DragonX, they're going to manage to pick up Shirley. And...
Oh, he got Morello.
Yeah, you know what? We're not going to... They don't know how to itemize, and that's fine. You know, you just don't make fun of them.
So, we were talking about this before, how Ornn, for that moment in time, was the only person that had MR.
Yes.
In that case, he could have just sat on Oblivion Orb
Yes.
and just waited
And been completely
until,
fine. Yes.
until they build more MR. But instead, he rushed and spent an extra 1,400 gold for Grievous Wounds. And it'll be good for Aatrox, but I'm not sure if it'll be good for anything else.
And
He's not going
right
to be
now,
fighting much against the Aatrox.
looks like
though.
DragonX is trying to push up top lane. And Afreeca, I feel like they're misassessing this situation. It's so valuable. Well, never mind, actually. Goron just going to end up recalling. Infernal Drake is so big. Really nice cancel there by Fly.
Shirley coming down, but the TPs are making their way in. Keen behind them, but take a look at the Jarvan having a bit of trouble. It's going to stone plate, and Keen's kind of all alone here. Big damage in the back by the Ziggs, and he's just sitting in the back. Bullet time as well. They're all grouped up, and they can't quite kill anyone here. Mystic's still alive, and he's going to snipe him and get away with such little health. Unbelievable that he gets out, and Afreeca somehow, some way are going to turn this fight around. Right now, it's a 3-for-0, and they're looking for more.
Is looking to try to get onto Chovy. Not going to be able to. They're going to turn their attention now to the Baron, and I don't know how long until... Oh, I don't even think they're actually going to try it. They're just going to recall, so this does give DragonX another chance back into this game. Let's take a look at how this all transpires. Spirit coming in from the flank. Doran matching it with his own flank onto Keen. Keen also with the flanking teleport, having to go golden briefly. Chovy doing his best to disrupt the backline. And the bombs are aplenty onto Mystic, who finds so much now. Had Leandri's Torment been in the game, Mystic
He would have died.
probably would have ended up dying there.
He would have.
But likewise, I do suppose that maybe actually the Morello did come in handy there as well. But Leandri's would have done so much more in this team fight in particular.
Not saying that Morello does nothing, just that Leandri's probably does more in most situations.
Now they're all posturing around the Infernal Dragon. So even though DragonX lost that team fight, they're still in a really good spot, and a lot of that is because they managed to raise so many turrets.
Yeah. It's 6-2 right now. Take a look at the map here.
Yeah. In Aurelia building the Black Cleaver first item, and I think this is, I'm unsure if this is a meta shift that people are
Oh, that was really close, actually. Ziggs, another fun thing, he can steal objectives like you would not believe if your timing is good. If you feel like you got the rhythm, try out Ziggs.
And
only $9.99 on the rest. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Thinking.
well,
Yeah, it's
at this point,
it was an interesting fight because Afreeca did win it, and they got the Infernal off the back of it. I feel like that might even be the biggest win as they make their way towards Infernal Soul. But also, a lot of the kills, the double kill to Jinx is really nice because you really need to get Jinx going as soon as possible, and to have her 4-1 at 23 minutes is really good.
it is. And also Fly, ornaments coming in, Obsidian Cleaver on Keen, really just amplifying the stats, and with the Infernal, it's these added extra little bits of advantages that Afreeca is just going to be able to make use of. Now, as I was mentioning, the Black Cleaver on the Aurelia, I don't know if this is like a new trend. I've heard murmurs of Triforce plus Black Cleaver beginning to get popular on Black Cleaver and Trinity Force users alike. So I don't know, but another thing is that Doran's build was so stifled by first the Executioners calling into the Tiamat that maybe he's just thinking there's no way I'm getting to Trinity Force in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, at 0 and 4, I mean, the game's going to be over by the time he makes that item.
Oh, what are you talking about, Valdez? We got another, take a look.
Oh,
22
oh,
minutes
Deft.
here, yeah?
What are you doing there, buddy? You might want to stay next to your Nautilus next time, as a ward, a nice little ward there was what spotted him out, and just an extremely easy combo for Keen to pull off from there, who is now 4-0-4, but we certainly found him here in this game. As now we're looking for the big engage, 5v4. Can Chovy do anything? He's gonna drop down a bomb. There's so much going on to Mystic, but does it matter? He's gonna get away alive once again, just with a tiny bit of health. He's not gonna get excited, it looks like, but it does not matter, as for some reason Keria decided to walk into 4 people to try to save that turret, wasn't able to do it, and Afreeca are just stacking up the kills bit by bit. They are making a lead for themselves.
Yeah, Afreeca continue to just keep getting slowly and slowly ahead, and also want to point out Fly, a bit of a savant with his itemization here. No Frozen Fist. Has the Sunfire as well as the Abyssal Mask ornament upgrades as Deft. Yeah, he just. You know what? At the end of the day, at least he has the Prestige Edition skin. That's the way that I look at that.
At least he looks good, right? You know?
Yeah.
You got to be good at something. As so funny I say that after he just like demolishes a team single-handedly yesterday, 2 days ago. No offense to Deft. Just got to be careful about those wards in the mid lane. As you can see here, yeah, Ziggs does a lot of poke damage, but he loves sustained fights. And if you're fighting 4v5 while getting ultra engaged and he doesn't have any protection, it's not going to be enough. And there is enough tankiness and bulkiness in the comp of Afreeca to just withstand a short engagement. And every single engagement has been just that. Afreeca getting a wombo combo, and Ziggs just barely surviving, and they cut the fight right there. They don't overextend. Afreeca are playing really well in this game.
The other thing about it is Chovy is on an island in both Game 1 and Game 2. He's the only stable player. And that's what he's actually really known for, except for when he tilts. But that's a different person. That's Choki. You may have known him.
Oh, yeah, I think I've heard of him.
He's not here.
Yeah, no, not today.
Chovy is, I mean, he's been so stable in both of these games, single-handedly trying to carry both. But the picks that he's on, both control mages against pretty hard engage. And you have to wonder what they're going to end up doing in this game as more and more ornaments keep coming in. Afreeca likely to get the second Infernal Dragon as well. And all of these things are just sort of compounding onto each other. Keen has a beautiful flank.
Yeah, they're trying to bait him into this as well. Slowly cutting out vision. Now there's 0 vision in that jungle, except for one ward all the way down there towards the lane.
Oh, super.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, I mean, that didn't actually clear the whole wave. I guess Ziggs, yeah, he's going to have to waddle his way on over there now.
How about another free Infernal Drake?
Let's take a look at what this gives. 260, 180 on Jinx. Okay,
1080.
All right, she got 1080. That's
good.
Yeah, so Jarvan probably just got like 4. Given that he is full tank.
Yeah.
So
Aatrox gets
Aatrox
6, 7.
Oh well, Aatrox must have gotten more than that.
You think so?
Yeah, I do think so. Jinx just recalled, bought another item, so I think Aatrox probably got maybe 12 or something from that, or like 11.
Okay.
Not bad by any means. So the Dragons, probably around 1,000 gold in terms of effectiveness.
Yeah, it's really big, and there's another one coming up in 5 minutes. I don't really see too much of a reason with Aurelia this far behind for Afreeca to rush anything. Aurelia has essentially been a non-factor Maybe if she had slowly gone for Trinity Force and they were on some kind of Trinity Force timer, but she's not even going for that item, so I feel like it gives Afreeca even more time to sit back and chill and stack up Infernal Soul.
Mystic here on this Jinx right now. He's going to go over and get the red buff. The side lanes right now are really good for Afreeca as well. Now they have options. They can just wait for the Infernal Soul to come up. They don't have to take a team fight. They're waiting on double Rondu and Zoman completions. Personally, I really don't like this out of Spirit. I think getting an Ornn item is just so much more valuable. Even if you end up wasting the Immolate passive, the HP and armor from a Sunfire upgrade is probably even fine here.
Yeah.
As Redemption or Locket is going to be upgrade for Jelly. Probably should just be Redemption, I think.
Yeah, looks like he's got a position there at least. We'll see how long he holds on to that here. Fly sitting at level 14. Has upgraded 2 items so far.
You did get 15 now, so
yeah.
Probably going to upgrade Jelly.
See if he does go for that. Looks like he has stopped. And
yep. Yeah, he's building it.
Yeah. There it is. So just adding more free gold, essentially, to this team. Karia's got to be careful now. This is not just your Jinx early game. This is like she's going to send a couple rockets your way, and all of a sudden, your level 11 Nautilus self has to be careful that you're not dying.
So now, at this point, Jelly manages to get out of there. Karia popping a Stone Plate.
Stone Plate is good, though. That's a huge bullet time, and the double ultimates are going to nuke the 2 of them. You see Mystic now is just going to get kicked in. There is no way for him to get out of there. Pyosik clean as a whistle. All that you need as, not sure why you want to fight, straight into Misfortune Ziggs in a tunnel with Infernal coming up in 2 minutes and the Baron available. Big blunder here from Afreeca from the lead, and they may have just thrown it away.
And you have to wonder what Afreeca is even thinking right there. They also blew some summoners, and you just take a look at what they're doing. This vision is all irrelevant because DragonX can't start the Baron. So it makes you feel better. I hope it makes, you know, them get tucked in at night, but they come in and they just get clapped so hard. And it's so clean and such a free victory there. Nothing was invested outside of the exhaust on Nautilus as well as the flash on Lee Sin.
여기 좋은데? 여기 그거 좋아. 그거 좋아, 여기.
It's looking good, it's looking good.
바로
Baron.
Said Baron, yeah, at the end.
They don't say anything. They just crush their opponents in silence.
Looks like Ziggs almost has the death cap as well.
Yeah.
As now Afreeca, they're going to have to find a way in. Mystic, most important member, Chovy.
Gotta be real careful about that. They are gonna force a flash and a teleport out of the side of DragonX, but Baron's still up here, minute 40. Flash coming in. They really want to get on top of Mystic and just ult him down! And they are gonna be able to do enough damage as they knock that Unbreakable out of that Braum. And it looks like DragonX with that might just be able to win this game. Afreeca on the run. They have a Ziggs.
Yeah,
They're going to be pushing
they just
in.
need 1 minion with Ziggs.
Yeah, that's all they need to do. Ian is going to attempt his best. They're trying to nuke down the minions that have Baron. That's not going to work as, okay, they'll get the 1 turret.
Man.
And so they will have to tank it because it's just the Baron's cannon.
Cavalry has arrived.
Yep, there we go. That's going to be GG. Nothing that Afreeca can do. It felt like the 1-2 step to a defeat for Afreeca, unfortunately, as DragonX keep their cool and are able to shut them down here and force a game number 3. Congratulations to them as it will extend this one. Keen had a really nice game on the Aatrox. You see that he's really not feeling too happy, but he was one of the guys from Afreeca that was in front of that one, trying to engage onto a stone-plated Nautilus. You gotta wonder, you know, just one mistake is all you need to entirely throw a game away, and I feel like we did see a bit of that here. So, a lot to talk about, no doubt, as they re-enter the room here. Move, I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't see him either. Maybe that's him all the way on the left. But I'm not entirely sure. Afreeca actually just lost the game in a 1.5 minute span. All that build-up and victories, all for naught. As Chovy, looks like he's going to sit down, don't know. Okay. As we take a look at how it all transpires, Own Ultimate comes out. Chovy does end up flashing away. And then just take a look at this. Mystic tries to go back in towards...
Carry
well,
man.
Yeah. The flash R, and then Pioshik finding a kick as well. Ends up getting in there. Misfortune able to bring down the Jinx.
I wonder what killed him. Did it go around the Unbreakable eventually?
I think the Make It Rain.
Or was it...
Or
oh,
was
there
it
was,
double
was there a
up?
Make It Rain? Maybe it was like Scorch. That's what I was
Oh, we're
wondering.
actually going to see.
There's no Make It Rain.
No, I
double
guess...
up.
Yeah, I guess the Braum faded. The shield
Must be.
just says end. Let's end.
That's a nice big number there.
And yeah, Chovy 1v9.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like that in this game. Although, Deft, he had one blunder, but other than that, his bullet times were nice. Although it is kind of easy when the enemy team just comes straight into you.
Yes.
So you can just line up that bullet time pretty nicely. As that was interesting. We are going to go to a game number 3 because of the way that game did end. So Afreeca looked pretty clean in their draft and play in game 1. Slipped up a bit there in game 2. Very competitive game between these two is going on. So
we'll see what the draft has in store for game number 3, because this Afreeca got so many advantages, but wasn't able to do anything with it, and that can't feel good.
No, it absolutely does not. And we saw that DragonX, props to them, they identified the one carry and they took him out. We are going to be going to a game number 3 after this break.
노출 앞에 써줬어. 앞에 왼.
여기 없다.
해볼라 한다. 해봐보자.
리신 카운.
미드.
얘네 빨리만 각 좋아. 나 텐트 없대.
사람 볼 거야?
싸우자. 미드로 할래 계속?
오른 공 없어. 지금 미드 빡세게 해야 될 거야.
얘네 갈렸어 이거?
징크스. 징크스 필. 아트 내가 막고 중이야. 아트 막고 중이야. 아트 못해. 아트 딜 못해. 아트 딜 못해. 아트
아트 볼게.
봐줘.
쌤 끝낼 수 있을 것 같아.
아트 봐줘. 야 이거 한 명.
끝나자. 야, 또 잡아.
야 리신 빼. 내가 막아.